Thank you again for being part of this MOOC and for your very active participation in this week. It is exciting to see such a vibrant community forming, and we are looking forward to your continued future contributions and insights. You started this week with what was hopefully a very inspirational story. You met a young girl called Maya, whose parents were deciding whether or not to enroll her in the community's new preschool program. We saw a glimpse of what Maya's life could look like with or without preschool. We saw that if Maya attended preschool, she developed the core skills and aptitudes that allowed her to achieve in primary school and beyond. You'll see Maya popping up throughout the rest of the course, reminding us why it is so important to plan for and resource a strong pre-primary subsector. Next, through the Module 1 animated presentations and reader, you were introduced to the global pre-primary access and quality challenges, ECE-related concepts, including optimal early childhood development, the many benefits of ECE, both individual developmental impacts and far-reaching societal benefits, and finally, why ECE should be mainstreamed into education sector plan. You were tested on your understanding of these concepts in the Module 1 quiz. We had an impressive quiz average of 82%. Well done. We had some very interesting responses for the stakeholder card activity. What I particularly enjoyed was seeing the diversity of answers for the same profiles. The three most popular profiles chosen were mother of 3-year-old child, first grade teacher, and the Minister of Education. I will quickly highlight one of the more challenging profiles that was one of the least chosen options, 19-year-old male. For this profile, it may not be immediately obvious how ECE impacts his life. But as we saw, the impacts of ECE can be incredibly far-reaching, ultimately positively affecting society as a whole, even for a 19-year-old boy. Many of you pointed out that even at the moment he thinks it is irrelevant, if he's planning on having children or has young children family members, then he needs to know about the significant cognitive, social, emotional, developmental, and school readiness benefits of ECE. He should also consider the economic value that investment in ECE has for all of society. Some of you also raised the interesting point that as a young male, he potentially has a lot of power to change the mind of other community members and mobilize them to support pre-primary within the community. As you can see, even for a 19-year-old boy, there are many reasons for why he should know and care about the positive impacts of ECE, which actually bring us to our champion activity where you were asked to create a poster campaign to do just that. Spread the message about the benefits of ECE. Wow, we are really blown away by your posters. We had a contest on Facebook, and I really want to emphasize how impressed we were by all of your contributions. They were creative and inspirational, and you hope that you'll use them beyond this course to spread the word about ECE. With this said, the 4 posters that had the most votes were Monica Singh with 86 likes, Amjad Miriam with 74 likes, Nilanjana Chowdhury with 65 likes, and there you go, Megha Safira with 62 likes. Congratulations, and keep up the great work. Thank you for contributing your questions for me to respond to this in this video. We unfortunately do not have time for all, but I'll say that many relate to content in future modules, such as equity and catering to disadvantaged populations, intersectoral coordination for ECE, teacher training, parents' role and assessment of child outcomes. So please stay tuned for this content to be covered. Indeed, we have decided to give attention in this wrap-up video to the topics that are closely related to Module 1, which are the issue of the Ministry of Education as lead ministry for ECE and the benefits of ECE. So, there are questions about how to make a good case for the Ministry of Education to take the lead for ECE, as it may be provided by different ministries. Well, we could think of the following reasons. For example, the Ministry of Education is well placed to lead ECE as part of its mandate to ensure the right to education and lifelong learning and promote continuity of learning across different levels of education, starting with early childhood education. It can help emphasize the pedagogical role of ECE and support smooth transition between ECE and primary school by promoting developmental, curricular, pedagogical, and professional continuity. There are potential options to expand and improve the provision of ECE for the Ministry of Education, such as setting up pre-primary classes within the primary school premises, training primary school teachers on early childhood development and tasking them to look after the pre-primary age group, mobilizing other subsectors, such as the non-formal education sector, to introduce community-based ECE or family literacy programs, and integrating ECE in the existing inspection and monitoring system to support quality provision. There was a clarification question regarding brain development, as Module 1 included a statement that by the age of 5, 90% of the child's brain would have developed. It was not clear if this meant that after age 5, only 10% of brain development would occur. According to the Center for the Developing Child at Harvard University, brains are built over time. I quote, "The basic architecture of the brain is constructed through an ongoing process that begins before birth and continues into adulthood. The early years are the most active period for establishing neural connections. In the first few years, more than 1 million new neural connections form every second. However, new connections can form throughout life, and unused connections continue to be pruned or improved. For specific aspects of brain development, certain critical periods exist before age 3, during which appropriate stimulation must be received or development is impaired, in some cases permanently. For instance, the absence of a reasonable amount of light in the first weeks after birth alters the development of the visual system. Similarly, a child who never hears language or receives extremely poor care, as in some orphanages, will likely suffer developmental deficits. However, further research is needed to learn about the persistence of such effects and the ability of the brain to overcome them. We also received a comment that the course content places much emphasis on school readiness, and were asked how we could also give enough visibility to the fact that ECE has many benefits in terms of social and emotional well-being when arguing for the case of investing in ECE. Attention to social emotional well-being in the early years help children become happier adults and not just smart students or more productive citizens. Yes, social and emotional well-being is very important in early childhood. Young children in an enriched environment will not be happy and will not learn without a feeling of belonging and being welcomed in ECE programs. Positive self-image is intimately related to well-being and the capacities to succeed in ECE programs and in school. Social and emotional learning, or SEL in short, should be an integral part of ECE curriculum as it helps children understand and manage their emotions, feel and show empathy for others, and make connections with others, and create good interpersonal relationships, and make responsible decisions. This is why we would emphasize the ultimate goal of ECE as promoting a child's holistic development through which the child needs, including social and emotional, as well as physical needs, are met. In this connection, we wish to point out that our understanding of school readiness is holistic, in line with the definition included in the Education 2030 Framework for Action, adopted by the international community in 2015. The framework notes readiness for primary school refers to the achievement of developmental milestones across a range of domains, including adequate health and nutritional status, and age-appropriate language, cognitive, social, and emotional development. To achieve this, it is important that all children have access to quality, holistic early childhood development, care, and education for all ages. The underlying assumption is that a broad foundation should be laid during early childhood for the present and the future well-being and development of young children. It has truly been a pleasure being your lead instructor for Module 1. I hope you have enjoyed the beginning of this course, and I encourage you to stay as active and interested as you have been so far. We are all benefiting from your contributions. Thank you.